Hey there everyone, welcome back to Get Indie Gaming, and to some more wholesome quarantine content where in this video, a new episode in our Indie Insights series, where we give you gameplay footage and first impressions of the latest and greatest indie game new releases. As usual, my name's Stuart and I'm your main host here on the channel, and today, well, we're talking about In Other Waters, which comes out April 3rd on Steam and via the Nintendo Switch. Set underwater on an alien planet, it features a xenobiologist called Ellery Vaz, who amongst other things is out in the ocean looking to find her missing research partner. In a twist with it subverting the more usual conventions, well, you're not playing as the central protagonist though, but rather as her helper, controller, assistant and guide, with you acting as an AI installed within a suit Ellery makes use of to navigate around the alien ocean. Let's start with the visuals, and, well, from a visual perspective, it's all certainly striking with it using a minimal but vibrant and limited colour palette that over the years it's been in development have given In Other Waters a look and feel that's instantly recognisable. As is the gameplay, which, unlike other underwater exploration games such as Subnautica, is based upon you interacting with Ellery's suit control panel, it being an assortment of switches, dials and interfaces with which you engage and manipulate to move Ellery around the watery world. As we've mentioned, it's also minimal in its implementation, with its abstractions so splendidly attractive, which again further concretes the game's overall aesthetic and identity. The UI, well, it kind of reminds us of older dial-driven TVs and radios from way back when, at a time when everything was black and white and newsreaders were on screen in dinner jackets with a lit cigarette wafting smoke just off camera. With it limiting things to the suit UI and you seeing a map of the ocean floor and other symbols together with oxygen and power supply readouts, there's limited hand-holding going on. There are prompts and the odd suggestion or guidelines, although players, as far as we can tell, are essentially tasked with figuring out how to control the suit, be this in moving from place A to place B, and other activities such as collecting samples and in the observation and recording of the plant and animals you come across. For something that's so abstract, there's also a highlighted and heightened sense of the control systems and everything else, particularly in the sample collection and navigational wayfinding and course guidance, of something that's almost tactile. Again, this may come from the association we've made with how the UI reminds us of dial-based TVs and radios of the past, and that's we're thinking a huge credit into how successful the overall design is in stimulating and simulating what feels a real sense of tactile muscle memory in having played it. Putting aside the UI and other visuals, what also works so very well here in Other Waters is the game's overall narrative, without which, well, things would be somewhat superficial, and it's in this aspect of the game we're finding it to be, well, what we really needed to play and have access to in what's, let's make no doubt about it, what are deeply unsettling and disturbing times worthy of worry and uncertainty. The dialogue between you and Ellery has an absolutely stunning flow to it. It's completely natural and in places very, very touching. The same is true of the descriptions of the specimens, plants and other creatures you see within the description boxes of the suit's UI, with it being so easy to mentally create an image of the ecology and underwater geography from the text alone, with the contours of the map yet adding more visual signposts. Just like the sense we got from interacting with the UI, our movements through the ocean together with all of the observations and analysis creates a further sense of everything being, well, for the want of a better word and more descriptive word, kind of real. And when we think about it, and we mean really think about everything this does with the UI, the narrative and the ecosystem building, well, overall it's a stunning experience. As for going too deeply into some more of the game's wider themes, well, as usually to do so would be to open up too many spoilers, so we won't go into that into too much detail. It does address things such as climate change, the relationships we have with AIs and a few other areas, for example, when looking back into your own past, the decisions you've made, and things about going from A to B in our daily lives. So in conclusion and in wrapping up this episode of our Indie Insights, In Other Waters is so very out there, in its own way of being so different to what we've played before. The narrative for us, well, it does what it does, as well as last year's Mutazione, a game we've started to use as a kind of yardstick, although the settings, scenes and delivery are naturally in themselves somewhat different. It does, however, evoke that same feeling of joy, wonder, and understanding, particularly with it probing and delivering and building and questioning the relationships you may have with others, where interaction and information flow is limited and imperfect. In other words, well, In Other Waters is a triumph, and alongside the new Ori and Lair of a Clockwork God, is an early contender for Game of the Year 2020. So before we go, we'd like to get a few things out of the way. We were given, for full disclosure, a review code of In Other Waters by the game's publisher free of charge. The review here is based on our time with the game on the Nintendo Switch. We were also backers of In Other Waters during its Kickstarter campaign, although this has in no way impacted our overall thoughts and opinions on the game. For a full overview of our review policy, please see the link down in the description. As for that, many thanks for watching. We hope you've enjoyed this review, and if you'd like to see more of these Indie Insights episodes, please let us know down in the comments. We hope you're all keeping as well and as safe as you can be, and until next time, we look forward to seeing you here again soon for more indie game videos.